awareness is the most fundamental ingredient. Having more awareness is useful. And that's the kind of thing that maybe you heard people say before, and then it's like, what does that mean? It doesn't even make any sense. So I'll elaborate a little bit, and then maybe it will possibly make more sense to you. If not, then I'm sorry. But hopefully this will make some sense to you. So, so think about something in your life that you struggle with. If you don't struggle with anything in your life, then you could just imagine that possibility of, like, maybe you could imagine somebody else who might struggle with something in their life. And it doesn't have to be a really big thing. It could be a small thing, or it could be a big thing. It could be a medium-sized thing, a small thing, a big thing. It could be any kind of size thing, but just something that you struggle with, or something that somebody else struggles with. If it's something that you struggle with, then it means that you would like things to be different than how they have tended to be, right? So I'm purposefully leaving this open. This could be anything. It could be, some like emotion that you struggle with. It could be some relationship dynamic that you struggle with. It could be some sort of health challenge that you struggle with. It could be whatever. Anything that you struggle with, or that somebody else struggles with. If you struggle with something, or somebody else struggles with something, then you or they, I'll just say you from now on, you want it to be different than how it has been. But you don't know enough yet in order to produce that change consistently, right? Because if you knew how to produce that change consistently, then it wouldn't be a struggle. Then you would just take the action to produce that change. So the only reason it's a struggle is because you don't yet have the clarity, the information, the knowledge that you need in order to be able to make that change. And so oftentimes what happens is people will say, well, I guess it's not possible, or I guess it will always have to be this way. But the knowledge is available to you. You just need to become aware of it. And you can become aware of it. I mean, think about something in your life where you didn't know something, and then you did know something, right? So think of maybe some challenge that you have overcome in your life. Could be a small challenge, a big challenge, but just notice that what allowed you to overcome that challenge was that you became aware of whatever you needed to know in order to make the change. I know that the stuff I say seems so stupid. Some of the things that I say might sound stupid. Like, they might sound so stupid, so simple, so obvious. That's like, how could that be useful? That's not going to be useful at all. But if you were to just accept that maybe the answers that you're looking for are really stupid simple. That might be really powerful, because that might start to open up for you the possibility of the realization that you could get the results that you want faster and easier than you thought. So in order to have more awareness, one profoundly simple practice is breath awareness. And this is something, it's another one of those things that's so simple, and most people will think, that can't really do anything for me. And this is why most people don't get results, right? Because most people think it has to be more complicated than that. So they're looking for the complicated things. And I pick on the Wim Hof method just because it's easy to pick on, but I don't have any beef against Wim Hof or anything. But it's like, that's an example of the kind of thing where people are looking for something really dramatic, right? Like, oh, that's going to do it for me because that's hard. I have to get up at 3 a.m. and go take an ice bath and then hyperventilate really hard for half an hour. And that's going to give me results. And so when I propose, just be aware of your breath, that sounds like, how's that going to do anything for me? Like, that's not hard. I mean, if you wanted to do it, how about this? You could do it while you're doing the ice bath. Just be aware of your breath. You could be aware of your breath right now. And there's so much richness to the practice of breath awareness that I can't, you can only really know that through the direct experience. But I can say that one of the things that it can offer is that it can help you to become very intimately aware of the little things that you do that uh, make your life more painful and difficult. And it will show you the option of not doing that. For example, if you practice breath awareness, uh, then you might notice when you're having some interaction with somebody and you start to react in a stressful way, and it will reveal to you that you have options. Because if you just continue to stay with breath awareness instead of going into that other direction that you habitually go into, then by out of necessity, because you're staying with the breath, you're not going where you normally go. So it will reveal to you that you have that option available to you, and that will allow you to directly realize that you could remain calm within yourself. So many things that many people assume, like they turn out to be clearly not true at all when you just stay with the breath. Like people think, oh, other people are upsetting me. It's not true at all. Nobody has the power to upset you. It is absolutely impossible. And you can know that for sure for yourself when you practice breath awareness, because you will realize directly in your actual experience that all that's really happening is somebody else is saying or doing something. And that does not have the ability to upset me. Somebody else is saying or doing something. And I might, out of habit, upset myself. But when you practice breath awareness, you realize not only do you realize that truth, which is powerful in itself, but you actually can realize that you don't have to upset yourself anymore. And why would you when you realize that you have the ability not to do that? Why would you purposefully then take steps to hurt yourself when you realize that you don't need to do that? That's the power of awareness.